Hey guys, and welcome to this video. In this one I'm going to show you simply how we can make money out of sports betting sites in the US and Canada by taking advantage of their sports betting bonuses risk-free. We're going to do this in the most simplest form. Now we've all seen them. There's lots of promotions that sports betting sites give out to attract customers through the door, and commonly there's something like bet $1,000 get a $1,000 free bet as a bonus. Now that's okay for gamblers because gamblers will be attracted to that and come on and bet, and that's why they give them out. But if you're a smart bettor and you want to make $700 out of a $1,000 free bet, then you're going to need to use the Profit Gateway formula. So I'm going to describe how that works now. So let's use that example, it's perfect. And let's say a sports betting site like BetMGM is giving us a $1,000 free bet if we bet $1,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put BetMGM on the board over here. Okay, I'm going to put BetMGM nicely like that. So we've got BetMGM on there now. And BetMGM, we're going to be betting $1,000 on, as we said. But before we get to that step, we need to add on another sports betting site where we can also bet $1,000. Because what we're going to do is we're going to hedge our bets. And that is how we're getting the bonus risk-free. So we come over to another site. Let's say it's FanDuel Sportsbook, also in the US. I'm going to put FanDuel Sportsbook over here. So FanDuel we'll put over here like this. So you can see I've got FanDuel on the other side. Now comes the part where we're going to bet to unlock that $1,000 free bet risk-free. Now, normally what we do is we bet on baseball, we bet on basketball, football, hockey, sports where you can place what's called a money line bet, which basically means even if the game extends to overtime, if that team then wins, you get paid out. So instead of using a sport like that as an example, I'm going to make it even more simple. I've got a coin in my pocket and I'm just going to do a coin flip. Now when I flip this coin, it's going to be heads or tails. So in this analogy, I'm going to say if my bet is on BetMGM, it's $1,000. I'm going to say I'm going to bet $1,000 it's on heads on BetMGM, and I'll go on to FanDuel and I'll bet $1,000 that's going to be on tails. So that way, no matter what happens, I'm going to win on either side. And because it's a 50-50 chance, the win can only be $2,000 on BetMGM or $2,000 on FanDuel. Okay? And of course, we started with $2,000. So let me just flip the coin. Let's have a look what it is. It landed on tails. Okay, so my $1,000 free bet on a $1,000 bet on BetMGM here was on heads, as we know. Okay, so we had $1,000 on heads, and we also had $1,000 on tails. So we bet $1,000 on heads on BetMGM, we bet $1,000 on tails on FanDuel. It landed on tails, so we actually won on FanDuel, and we've lost our $1,000 in BetMGM. So now what we've got here is $0 left because we lost this $1,000 bet, but we won this bet. So now in this account we've got $2,000. Okay, so we started with $2,000 and we've ended up with $2,000. In other words, my BetMGM $1,000 has moved its way into FanDuel. Now, I will get my $1,000 free bet on BetMGM still, whether my bet wins or loses. And I've actually got my cash back I started with over here on FanDuel, which was $2,000. So you can see that I covered heads and tails with the same stake, and therefore I couldn't lose. And we do the same thing regardless of the odds teams with a calculation from Profit Gateway. So that's how we unlock the free bet for free. We didn't win or lose, but we got that free bet bonus of $1,000 without risking our money. And now we can use the Profit Gateway formula to turn that $1,000 free bet into hard cash risk-free again. And that involves a different calculation. If you want to get started with us and do all this numerous times over and over again with more and more sports betting sites and the recurring promotions they offer, then go to the description of this video and get on board with us today. We'll see you there.